The destruction of a Malian military drone by Algeria has significantly escalated regional tensions, highlighting deepening political divides and distrust between the two countries. Mali asserts the drone was shot down within its territory while conducting anti-terrorist surveillance, accusing Algeria of aggression and hindering joint operations. Algeria claims the drone violated its airspace. Mali, supported by the AES, views this as an attack against all member states and accuses Algeria of aiding terrorists. In response, Mali has recalled its ambassador, withdrawn from a regional military body, and plans to pursue international legal action. This diplomatic rupture signifies a shift from regional solidarity to mutual suspicion and unilateral actions. More on these through these reports. Press release number 73 of the Transitional Government. The Transitional Government regrets to inform the public that during the night of March 31st to April 1st, 2025, a drone belonging to the Armed and Security Forces of the Republic of Mali, registered TZ-98D, crashed on national territory in Tanenzawaté, Abeybara district, Kidal region. The wreckage was located precisely in an area with the following geographical coordinates: 19 degrees, 52 minutes, 4.738 seconds north, 2 degrees, 53 minutes, 38.101 seconds east, 9.5 kilometers south of the Mali-Algeria border. Following this incident, an investigation was immediately opened. The following points from the preliminary investigation deserve to be mentioned. Contact was lost with the aircraft at a position located within Malian territory, with the following geographical coordinates: 19 degrees 51 minutes 50.526 seconds north, 2 degrees 53 minutes 36.099 seconds east, situated 10.2 kilometers south of the Mali-Algeria border. The distance between the point of loss of contact with the aircraft and the location of the wreckage is 441 meters. Both these points are situated within national territory. The last information transmitted by the drone concerned an encounter with high-profile terrorists who were planning actions. The aircraft fell vertically, which can probably only be explained by a hostile action caused by surface-to-air or air-to-air missile fire. Several hours after the incident, the transitional government became aware, via the press, of a statement from the Algerian Ministry of Defense claiming the destruction of a drone that had allegedly overflown Algerian airspace by 2 kilometers. To further the investigations, the Malian authorities requested the Algerian authorities to provide them with conclusive evidence supporting the violation of their airspace by a Malian reconnaissance drone. For 72 hours, no satisfactory response has been given to the Malian request. The transitional government concludes with absolute certainty that the drone of the Malian Armed and Security Forces was destroyed following a premeditated hostile action by the Algerian regime. This decision is based on the following elements: the culpable silence of the Algerian regime regarding the Malian request and its refusal to cooperate confirmed the responsibility of this regime, which fired on the drone, causing its vertical fall. The precise trajectory data of the aircraft recorded in the system irrefutably prove that the aircraft never left the airspace of the Republic of Mali. Furthermore, the point of loss of contact with the drone and the location of the wreckage are both situated within Malian national territory. The absurdity of the argument of the violation of Algerian airspace by 2 kilometers, in other words, how could the drone's wreckage have ended up in Mali, 9.5 kilometers from the borderline, if the aircraft had actually violated Algerian airspace by 2 kilometers? Given the seriousness of this unprecedented act of aggression in the history of relations between Mali and Algeria, the transitional government condemns with the utmost rigor this hostile, unfriendly, and condescending action by the Algerian authorities, whose head of state recently stated on Mondovision, and I quote, 90% of Malian solutions are in Algeria. Furthermore, this action proves, if proof were needed, that the Algerian regime sponsors international terrorism. Indeed, the destruction of the drone clearly has the effect, if not the aim, of hindering the neutralization of armed groups that have claimed responsibility for terrorist acts. In this sad circumstance, while recalling the content of its press release number 64 of January 25, 2024, and that of Mali's address during the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly, the transitional government condemns the attitude of the Algerian regime which, in addition to serving as a rear base for terrorist groups, is now engaging in armed struggle to perpetrate aggressions against a neighboring state in order to protect its terrorists. Consequently, in response to this provocation by the Algerian regime, the transitional government decides to 1. Summon the Algerian ambassador to protest against the hostility of the Algerian regime. 2. Withdraw with immediate effect from the Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee, CMOC. 3. Bring a full case before international bodies against the Algerian regime for an act of aggression. The transitional government also notes that this blatant aggression by the Algerian regime against Mali is in contradiction with the effective participation of the Republic of Mali in the war for Algeria's independence to support the National Liberation Front, FLN. Finally, it calls on the Algerian regime, an exporter of terrorism, to cease being a threat to regional peace and security and to adopt a responsible behavior aimed at promoting peace and development. The transitional government reiterates to the Malian population that nothing will undermine the determination of the Malian Defense and Security Forces, under the leadership of His Excellency General of the Army, Assimi Goïta, President of the Transition, Head of State, to pursue and achieve the noble objective of eradicating terrorism in all its forms. Following this determination, in the hours after the Algerian regime's aggression against the Malian drone, significant terrorist targets were successfully struck in the locality of Tanenzawaté and elsewhere on Malian territory. These operations will continue and may intensify depending on the evolution of the situation. May God bless Mali and protect the Malian people. Done in Bamako, April 6, 2025. Communiqué from the College of Heads of State of the Confederation of Sahel States, AES. The College of Heads of State of the AES Confederation regrets the destruction of a drone belonging to the Armed and Security Forces of the Republic of Mali, registered TZ-98D, following an act of hostility by the Algerian regime during the night of March 31st to April 1st, 2025 in Tanenzawaté, Abebera District, Kidal region. The College of Heads of State of the AES Confederation recalls that, in application of its decision dated December 22, 2024, it decided, among other measures, to make the confederal space a single theater of military operations. Consequently, the College of Heads of State of the AES Confederation considers the destruction of the Malian Armed and Security Forces drone to be an aggression targeting all member states of the AES Confederation and a perfidious way to promote terrorists and contribute to the destabilization of the region. This incident is all the more serious as it emerges from the conclusions of the investigation that the destruction of the drone prevented the neutralization of a terrorist group that was planning terrorist acts against the AES. The College of Heads of State of the AES Confederation condemns this irresponsible act by the Algerian regime in violation of international law and contrary to the historical and fraternal relations between the peoples of the AES Confederation and the Algerian people. Furthermore, the College of Heads of State of the AES decides to recall for consultation the ambassadors of the member states accredited to Algeria. The College of Heads of State of the AES, on the one hand, reminds the Algerian regime that the eradication of terrorism remains an existential struggle for the AES. On the other hand, it demands that Algeria adopt a constructive posture and finally contribute to the promotion of peace and security in our region. Finally, the College of Heads of State of the AES Confederation reassures the populations that the defense and security forces remain fully mobilized to ensure their security and defend the integrity of the confederal space. Done in Bamako, April 6, 2025.